Thank you for auditing the always positive new music review show hosted by a French professor who almost every Thursday features a way underground band, a band you've probably not heard of, on my segment called Thunderground Thursdays. Now, I almost didn't do that this week. September 30th, 2022 is the craziest day for music drops I've ever seen. There are 11 albums that I want to review. I've already reviewed 3 of them. I'm going to probably get to most of the rest. But I've just been drowning. I've been drowning, especially in very high quality underground hip hop music. I'm a little cracked out. I don't need to hear anything more about the crack trade. And I don't need any more awesome, super cool drumless beats with super cerebral rappers. I just need a little bit of a break. Okay? And the other thing is, part of what I like to do with this channel is to expand my musical palette. You know, as you get older, it's really hard to discover new music. But with the internet, there's no excuse. I used to be able to say, well, I don't go to college anymore. I don't have young friends. Well, I don't there's no more music stores to hang out, you know. But it's all right there. So a couple days ago, I'm on Tidal. I just say, you know what? I know I want to get to Blady, and I want to get to Shy Girl, and I want to get to Billy Woods. I want to get to all these great albums. But let's just see what else came out. Let's see what I might miss. And I discovered this album, Pascuales by Bobui. And what I discovered is just some great rock and roll. Rock and roll that is light, that is bright, that is extremely tasteful. I will explain that in a second. Yes, they sing in Spanish, and I only have about an intermediate Spanish level, but that's okay, because what I realized is this band, it's not so much that they sound like Phoenix, but they scratch that same itch for me. You know how listening to Phoenix, like you listen to just very tastefully produced, well-made music with fairly obscure lyrics and just a sort of a lightness and an intelligence? That's the feeling I get from Bobui. Bobui is how you spell their name. So I said, screw it. I'm just going to review this. And I know I'm going to lose all sort. The algorithm is going to be mad at me. You know, I'm not going to get 1,000 views on this, and that's okay. Because I really want to share this with you. And if you're watching this, I say this, this is going to be my new thing on Thunderground Thursday. Secretly, you're my favorite viewer. Whoever rides with me for music they don't know is my favorite viewer. Because it's hard to watch someone talk about something you don't know about. But you really should know about this if you like good rock and roll that I just described. Now, what is interesting about the band, now, they're so underground that I couldn't find anything about them written in English. So I had to really work on my reading comprehension in Spanish. There's a couple of good articles. What I discovered is they're brothers, Carlos and Enzo Borja. Probably how I pronounce that, hermanos. They're from Colima in Mexico. So Colima is like down there, kind of near Guadalajara. So that's one of the 32 federal entities in Mexico. Last week, I talked about a French-Canadian band. So this is sort of my NAFTA week, you know, Canada and Mexico. You know, and so you know, it's these 2 brothers. You know, one of them drums and one of them plays guitar, and they both sing. And you'd think, with a band that's 2 brothers, maybe they would be competitive. You know, maybe they'd be kind of fighting with each other for like sort of showing off. And this is where I want to talk about that taste. This band has an amazing sense of taste, an amazing sense of restraint. The guitarist never, none of that. Like there's plenty of guitar lines, plenty of guitar solos, but they're melodic. They're emotional. They have weight. And the drummer is one of my favorite styles of drumming. It is a minimalist drum style. So he does very few things where you go, bro, what a drummer. Oh, sick fill, bro, oh. None of that. I mean, a couple times, there's a couple nice fills. It's clear he can play like that. But it's more that he's finding good drum beats, proper drum beats, tasteful drum beats. So we have this guitarist with restraint and taste, and this drummer with restraint and taste, and then this beautiful kind of ethereal singing and quality melody work. And don't worry, if you can't deal with not understanding the words, about half the songs are instrumentals anyways, and ends up being this just delightful surprise. Bobui, which according to what I read isn't even a real word. You can look that up in Spanish, it doesn't exist. They just thought it sounded like a good word. Fleur de Bobui. So there we go. It's funny. Try saying Bobui at home. Baba Booey. So I'm gonna give you an example of what they sound like. Click on the banana up there. Their sort of biggest hit, as far as I can tell, based on the interviews that I've read, is called Hey Chica. All right, now if you speak Spanish, you might go, ooh, what's this song going to be? You know, chica is like what you call a young woman. It can sometimes be sort of like when you're sort of being aggressive. You know, hey chica. So we'll see. The description that I read on a website is perfect. I'm going to quote, Hey chica, una balada indie con tintes de dreampop. Mezcla sintetizadores y baterías potentes que motivan a salir de nuestras propias prisiones impulsados por el amor. Hey Chica is an indie ballad with hints of dream pop. Perfect. That's a perfect way to say it. It's a perfect way to describe their music because there are hints of dream pop, but it's never, it's not a thick layer of dream pop, okay? If we're thinking about like putting mustard on bread, it's whoosh of dream pop. It's not, you know what I'm saying? It's that level. Mixes synthesizers and powerful drums to motivate us to get out of our own prisons driven by love. I'll explain that more when I get to the lyrics. So this is cool because it has so more of an epic feel than a lot of their music has. Like this kind of swirling guitar that's matched by those faraway synthesizers, a simple plodding bass line, and just a perfect drum line. Like there's a hi-hat open at exactly the right moment. Like I just wish there were more drummers like this. I just do. I love it. I love the restraint. Me gusta mucho esta batería. Minimalistico. It builds, okay? The song builds with emotion till it gets fairly even epic with the kind of reverb on the guitar. And after the first verse, there's this very simple melodic keyboard solo. The chorus comes in, it's very catchy. Hey chica, some bell sounds in the background. That's kind of that sort of My Bloody Valentine dream pop, a little smear of dream pop on there. You know, like just a little bit there. At some point it simplifies to like just the drums and the voice, and then after the chorus, I think the second chorus, this great guitar solo, and they break. There's like a break where it goes. They do it twice, and it's perfect. It's so much restraint, this great synthesizer in the background, and this tension, and this release, and it's catchy, and it's cool. And then you read the lyrics. Hey chica, esta prisión no está de metal. Hey chica, esta prisión no es para ti. So hey girl, this prison is not metal. This prison is not for you. So it's like interesting, you know. So the hey chica is not like, hey girl, you're looking fly. What did I just say? Doesn't matter. Yeah, it's not like that, you know. It's this sort of like a love song talking about this prison of love. It has almost a Sweater Song style ending, kind of a Weezery sort of ending there, and there's the song. Did you listen to it? Tell me. Smash the like bucket, please. Subscribe. That's all I care about you doing. You can join Instagram if you want, or TikTok, but the subscription and the like bucket and the commenting is what I like. Did you listen to this song? Right? Are you allowing your professor to show you something like really cool? I mean, how great is this music? And okay, I get it. You don't speak Spanish, but that's okay. Again, I remind you, part of this channel's goal is to fight English linguistic hegemony, which means we have to be comfortable not understanding all the words, because that is the position that American pop culture puts the rest of the world. We are putting them into that position of inferiority, where they have to learn the way that we talk in order to be on the same level. It's important, as native speakers of English, to put ourselves in that position and understand this privilege of our birth. Okay? And this is the best way to do it. This is the most fun way to do it. Okay? Listening to awesome music. We're going to go through the rest of the album a little bit quicker. Opens up with the song Pascuales, which I think means like Pascals. It's like an Easter song. Now, I understood every single word of this song because it's instrumental. this is a great example of the tapestry of music that they put together. These two guitars in conversation, simple drums, and then like Daft Punky style keyboards, like from the Tron soundtrack, that style Daft Punk. At some point, there's this great drum fill, leads into another guitar line, and at times the guitar work is even kind of surfer-like. So I sort of get the sense that because they're from that coastal area, there might be sort of a surf, coastal, tropical influence on this music that might lead to it feeling kind of breezy. And then at the end, it's really funny because we have these Daft Punk keyboards going, and then they hit the Teen Spirit guitar lines, like because Teen Spirit is. They hit those notes at the end. I don't know if it's on purpose, but when you hear it, like that's all you can hear. It's just these two notes, by the way. It's a very, very fun song to play on guitar. Useful if you have big hands. Okay. Then the next song, Sueño. The first song with lyrics, some keyboards in the back, using a lot of words I know. Sueño I think means luck, and gente. Just dream, poppy, and cool, built so nicely. It has this ridiculously infectious chorus. Some woodblock too. The funny thing is when I say it's like catchy, like it's really fun getting foreign songs stuck in your head or songs not in English stuck in your head. Because I'm just like, Dabi, 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 gente, like the words that I do know, I'll just kind of throw in there. I'm going to be making an Instagram and a TikTok based on this album as well. I think I'm going to pick Sueño. I think that might be the best sort of entry point as far as like how catchy and fascinating they are. Next song is called Salma y el Sol, which I think Salma is just a name, right? Like the actress Salma Hayek, who's Mexican, right? Isn't she from Mexico? So I assume it's just sort of a love song about someone named Salma in the sun. Again, kind of a beach feel. Very breezy, light, almost even vapor wavy. And they had this great outro at the end. And I get the sense that if I were to go down to Colima, have some fish tacos, hopefully, eat lots of cilantro, I would see them in concert, and I bet they jam. Like, I bet they play really well, because they're brothers, and they don't seem like fighting ego brothers. They seem like friend brothers, and I get the sense they build a lot of space into their music for jamming. Next song is called MRA, which I hope doesn't stand for Men's Rights Activists. It probably doesn't. It's instrumental, so I can't tell. Very cool, hard-hitting back and forth guitar here. Some percussion in the back. And it breaks out in this kind of spacey, cool sound. Really awesome. Just this kind of like back and forth guitar, which is then kind of followed up on the next song, Cabana, where we had this more kind of shuffling guitars, great voices. He sings up high in this kind of cool, I just called it a super cute bit. I mean, I don't have a script, right? I have notes. So I just wrote super cute bit. I don't know if I'd really say cute, but it's a fun part of the song. Another great synthesizer solo out of the first chorus, and then this great single guitar lines. This song's great because at times, okay, I'm not going to say rap, but you know how sometimes Phoenix will do that, where they'll sort of sing a lot of words and kind of quickly and not really worry about if they rhyme, just sort of almost like talk singing. They do some of that talk singing here, and it's really quite nice. And then the drummer does a thing, which is one of my favorite tricks that drummers do. I don't know what to call it. He doubles up a snare. So instead of, it'd be, right? That kind of double. Dun, 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 dun. That kind of syncopated double hit. He does that in this one part of the song, and that's what I'm talking about. I don't even know which of the brothers. I don't know if it's Enzo or Carlos Borja, who's the drummer. But he's one of my new favorite drummers. So there you go. And as you can tell by tapping on I am a drummer. A bad drummer, but I'm a drummer. Then we get to the Stamp Hey Chica. Then Paramo, another instrumental, guitar line, jammy and loose. Here, the drummer shows off a little bit. Again, it reminds me a little bit of surf music. Another funky bit with a wood block. And then comes my least favorite song. But just wait a second. In case there's any Bobui fans walking out there. How can I say that Jungla de Pensamiento is my least favorite song? It's got warbled guitars, it's echoing, it's got some horns. There's no drums. There's no drums, and it's a vehicle for the voice. This is the problem. I bet this is one of the best songs on the album. If I had to predict, Jungla de Pensamiento, unless I'm very much mistaken, means like jungle of thinking or jungle of thought. So it makes sense that this kind of deeper theme in the music would have a deeper sound to it without the drums and with these kind of horns. So this is a case where I couldn't find the lyrics online. I want to find the lyrics and I want to sit with them. And I'm going to predict that this is actually this great song that makes sense. And it's a little bit of a change of tempo for the rest of it. Next song is called Cambio, which I believe means change. Kind of backwards guitar and singing, kind of far out. And then it leads into the best instrumental song on the album, Kalimba. Oh my God, it's so beautiful. It's got like this thumb piano and these like synthesizers of washing. Like the opening and the closing track are just two of the best instrumental tracks I've heard in the since I've done this channel. Just really impressive, great restraint. So, that's Bobui from Colima. Not to be confused with Kalima, okay? That's Bobui. Check out their music. Please tell me that you did. Tell me that you're one of my favorite viewers. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, you got no excuse. If you like watching me, and I'm sitting here bending over backwards trying to understand 100 gecs and Playboy Cardi and all this stuff which doesn't come naturally to a 45-year-old dude, you can do a little bit of work too. And listen, and escucha to este músico. You know what I'm saying? All right. Well, don't worry, I'm getting back to hip-hop. I'm getting back to underground rap. I love it. I love it all. Music is great. Art is wonderful. Long live humanity. Okay. Jesus Christ. Sorry, I'm also very tired. I've been driving my son all over the place today. My baby was up all night not all night, but a couple times last night. My job is tough. This is my fun part of the day. Okay, there's the camera.